Hey, what's going on? My name is Ty Guy, the Sports Guy, and welcome to the premiere episode of Ty Guy, the Sports Guy. Please like, click, subscribe, add me, check it out. I'm going to give you lots of great information. This is going to be a sports channel all about the NFL and MLB. So go ahead and check it out. I got lots of great information. Today, we're going to talk about the 2021 NFL Draft. Right now, there is a lot going on here. With the draft, everybody's making moves. There's been lots of rumors. There's been a lot of things going on over here. So we're going to just dive right into it. All right. All right, we're just going to get right into this. First pick overall is the Jacksonville Jaguars. We all know where they're going with this pick. It's a slam dunk. It's about as big of a slam dunk as it could possibly be. Trevor Lawrence is going to go here, number 1 overall. Congratulations, Trevor. All of Jacksonville has already bought him some wedding gifts. Dude recently just got married, so congratulations. That's awesome. So he's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise QB for a very, very long time. They are comparing him to Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. So I think he's going to be I know he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL for the next 10 to 15 years. So Jacksonville, lock it up. Great job. Next guy on the list, no surprise here. It is the quarterback from BYU, Zach Wilson. He had a great pro day, showed off his arm, made an incredible pass that had everybody oohs and ahhing. And the New York Jets, they just traded Sam Darnold. They're going to get Zach Wilson with their 2nd overall pick. That was the game plan from the very start. The next pick we are going to talk about is the San Francisco 49ers. They traded 3 first-round picks, one for this year, one for 2022, and one for 2023. They give a lot of draft capital, but they're going to get the guy who they wanted. They wanted this guy for a very long time. The whole Mac Jones is a huge smokescreen. Justin Fields, they had to do their due diligence on. But at the end of the day, they traded this pick right after this guy's first pro day. It's going to be Trey Lance from North Dakota State. So I know that's probably going to surprise some. I mean, no matter what the Niners do, some people are going to be in shock. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. And it's going to be probably one of the most scrutinized picks ever just because of all the draft capital they gave up. The next team that we're going to talk about is number 4, the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta had a terrible year last year. Right now, they can get the Justin Fields. They can get their quarterback of the future. Matt Ryan, they got him for 2 more years under the deal, under his new contract, which they just restructured. Justin Fields makes a lot of sense right here. It really does. But Atlanta has 2 high-quality receivers right now. They got a very nice tight end. Why not add to it? They just got Mike Davis in free agency. So the guy they're going to grab is going to be Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Now they got Julio Jones, Kyle Pitts. Gosh, that's a great receiving core. And also the other gentleman they got in the first round a couple of years ago. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but then he can do everything too as well. So they got 3 nice ball catchers for Matt Ryan and the new offense with Mike Davis. That Atlanta's offense, they're ready to roll. So I don't know if they can stop anybody defensively, but at least they can keep up with everybody offensively. So that's the way they got to go. The Bengals, number 5 pick. A lot of people are saying they're going to go after Jamar Chase or Penei Sewell. Pretty simple. Joe Burrow has a lot of weapons on the outside. He doesn't have a lot of protection to keep himself from blowing out a knee again. As the Bengals, I mean, it's pretty simple. You protect your franchise. There's a reason why you're the first pick overall last year because you're abysmal. You need to get talent. You need to protect the guy who has all the talent in the world, which is Joe Burrow. So you go get the best lineman, Penei, going to the Bengals. Number 6, the Dolphins. Now they were at third pick overall, traded back to the Jets. Traded back with the Niners, 12th overall, and traded back up to the Eagles with the 6th pick overall. This is a great grab for them because they're going to get another ball catcher. They're going to help Tua because Tua needs help in his development. They're going to get the best guy in the draft that can catch the football in Jamar Chase. So now Jamar Chase is a Dolphin. Now, this is a great spot here because Justin Fields is still sitting there. If you're the Detroit Lions, you need help all over the place. So you got a decision to make. Do you want to trade down a little bit, get some more draft capital for the next couple of years, or you want to grab a wide receiver that you desperately need? So With this being said, there are some teams who do need some ball kept, who do need some ball passers here, who need to throw the rock. So right now, the New England Patriots would be a great pick to go down in, the Washington football team, and also the Chicago Bears. So with that, I think the Chicago Bears, who haven't had a big splash this offseason, I think it's going to be really hard for Ryan Pace to sell their fan base that Andy Dalton's going to be the best quarterback that they could possibly have. I think this is a perfect spot for the Chicago Bears to give up the farm to these guys. So if it's not here, I'll just force it. So where are the Bears? Oh, there we go. All right, so the Chicago Bears, they're going to give up the farm here. They're going to give a first here, a second here, a first next year, and a second next year for the Lions' 7th pick this year, and we'll say a 4th round for next year. We're going to force this trade. There we go. All right, so now the Chicago Bears are on the clock, and with that, they take the player they most desperately need in Justin Fields. So now that's a huge shock, huge trade. I know not a lot of people have that going. For both teams, it makes a lot of sense. The Lions, they got to go down. They got to get more talent for this year. Chicago Bears get the quarterback they need. They need a lot of help in that position because they just let Trubisky go, who was a huge bust when they drafted him 4 years ago. Next on the clock is going to be the Carolina Panthers. Again, if there's a team that's targeting a wide receiver now, this would be a great trade down spot, but the Panthers need help on the offense, so they're going to take Rashawn Slater right here. They need help to protect Sam Darnold, their new quarterback, and also to McCaffrey, because McCaffrey can do it all. You put the ball in his hand 200 times a year, he's going to get you a lot of production. So Rashawn Slater is the pick here. We're going to protect Darnold better too. All right, so the next team we're looking at are the Denver Broncos. The Broncos need a quarterback. That's probably going to be what they're looking at right here, to be honest with you. They're pretty good on offense, but they are one piece away from really making that offense click. All right, look at their division. They have the LA Chargers, great team. You have the defending Super Bowl champs 2 years ago, the team that just got back to Super Bowl last year, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to put up 40 no matter what. With that, the Denver Broncos are going to go one of two ways. You're either going to get a quarterback or a cornerback. So that's what's going to happen. I don't know if they feel like the guy they have right there is the right quarterback. Mac Jones is the most accurate quarterback coming out of this draft this year, according to all the charts. So I think Mac Jones would be a great guy to get. He lacks a little arm strength, according to what most people say, but I think Mac Jones is very accurate. You have 4 guys who can catch the ball and go in Denver. I think you just get the ball in their hands and let them do their job, let them do their magic. So I think Mac Jones is the guy right here. Open quarterback competition in Denver. Why not? You gotta let the best guy play, let the best guy win. All right. Now we got the Cowboys on the clock. This is really easy. I mean, everybody knows what they need. They need defensive help. They need cornerback help. Patrick Surtain, there you go, brother. Welcome to Dallas. All right, now this is where it gets really, really interesting. The New York Giants are on the clock. They just signed Kenny Golladay. They still need some help on the outside. They still got a developing quarterback who's going to need to get better. Daniel Jones is still a little raw. He can definitely run. They're going to get Barkley back. They need more weapons for him. They need him to get better. They need him to develop. They need to give him a better situation here. So I think the safe pick here is going to be a wide receiver. Going to bump up that wide receiver core, get it better. Get him more weapons. Let him flourish. So I think with this, I think they're going to try to get the guy who is the best all-around wide receiver. So I think Jalen Waddle is the perfect pick here for him. All right. Next on the clock is going to be Philly. They traded down from the 6th spot to the 12th spot. They got a future first next year too as well by doing that. Philly's trying to stockpile everything they can for talent-wise. They have a huge need at quarterback. They have a huge need at wide receiver and linebacker. Obviously, they're going to try to let the quarterback that they drafted last year. They're going to let him have the full reign. So maybe quarterback is not as big of a need as other people think, but only time will tell. But the need that they need, no matter what, is going to be the wide receiver. So Devontae Smith, welcome to Philly. He's going to be their Deshaun Jackson prototype wide receiver over there. All right. Okay, the next team we got is the San Diego Chargers, formerly known. Now they are the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, and now with the 13th pick on the clock, we have the LA Chargers. They need some help to protect their franchise quarterback. They got an incredibly solid quarterback last year in the draft. So we need to protect him. So Christian Darrisaw, come on down. Go ahead and protect our quarterback. Make sure we're good there. Okay, now the Minnesota Vikings, they need a lot of help on the defensive end. They were one of the worst teams in the football league last year on the defensive side. That's not going to go good with their head coach. Their head coach is a defensive guru. So with that being said, they just got Patrick Peterson for the secondary. So that helps them out a little bit over there. This is going to be an edge rusher for them. They're going to need to get guys off the pressure. They're going to need to get guys off the edge. They need to get pressure against the quarterback. So right here, this gentleman from Michigan will be a great pick for him. Patriots on the clock. Okay. So this one right now is interesting because there's a lot of rumors right now out there that Jordan Love is going to be traded to the Patriots for the 15th pick overall. In case you forgot, last year in the draft, the Packers selected Aaron Rodgers' replacement for some reason. Even though Rodgers has probably about 6 years left of football in him. So this would be a perfect spot. And I'm going to just say the rumors are true. I'm going to just go with it. So I'm going to say that this gets traded to Green Bay for Jordan Love. So we're going to go down. All right. So 15th. And then we'll say they'll swap seconds for next year. We're going to force it because obviously it's not a fair trade, but Green Bay is going to get Jordan Love back. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This does happen. Green Bay, who literally took no offensive weapons for Rodgers last year, now has a plethora of options here to help Rodgers out. And there's a gentleman sitting right here, Rashard Bateman from Minnesota, who is a cold weather receiver who's used to it, who would be a great hand for Rodgers to have. So Rashard Bateman, 15th overall, going to the Packers. So watch out. So that's what they get out of that one. So last year's first-round pick turns into a nice wide receiver for Rodgers this year, and they're going to need all the help they can get on that one. All right. Arizona. Arizona's had a great offseason so far. They've added a lot of talent. So they're going to keep adding that talent. They're going to replace the gentleman who they lost, Patrick Peterson. So they're going to get Joe Horn's baby boy, J.C. Horn, who's going to be the new Patrick Peterson for him. He's going to learn to be the shutdown quarterback. Good athlete. That's the guy you want to have. The Raiders. The Raiders are the most head-scratching team in all NFL. We don't know what they're doing, why they're doing what they do half the time. They lost all their talent on the offensive line, so they're going to get a replacement real quick. So Barrett Tucker from USC. Short trip to Las Vegas, full little 4-hour road trip there for him. So finds his new home in Vegas. All right, Miami. Miami got the pass catcher they needed very desperately. Right now they have a bunch of defensive guys here. So Micah Parsons I have dropping a little bit. Christian Barrymore, who's going to keep going a little bit. This guy is very interesting to me for Miami. I think he makes a lot of sense. Miami loves talent. This guy's going to be a ball hawking safety. They just traded their other one to Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. This one make a ton of sense to me. So I think that they are going to replace their safety with another safety. So I think Trayvon would be a perfect spot here in Miami, and this is where he's going to go. Okay, the Washington football team. They just got Curtis Samuel in the offseason for a wide receiver to help out. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, obviously, nobody's really dropping over here for him. They did lose a cornerback this offseason, so I think to help that ease, I think they get a quarterback right here. So I think Greg Newsome the second would be the pick that they want to do, but I think Caleb Farley is too talented, and I know he's had back surgery, but right now, Caleb Farley to Washington makes a lot of sense. They replaced what they lost. Now, Detroit. Detroit right now is probably the happiest team in the NFL draft right now. They got some future number 1. They got a future number 2, and they're going to get a very, very talented linebacker right here, whether it be Micah Parsons or this gentleman from Notre Dame whose name I cannot say. So I think with this being said, I think they go get the guy who's got the best talent, the guy who's got the drive. I think Jeremiah is the pick right here who's going to go to Detroit. I know, kind of a little bit shocker. He's the first linebacker taken off before Micah Parsons. So, all right, Indianapolis. Indianapolis lost one of their linemen to retirement this year, Anthony Costanzo. And so, I mean, this is just a really simple pick. You lose a lineman to retirement, you grab a lineman. I mean, it's just makes the most sense to me. You got to replace a talent with a talent. Walker Little makes a lot of sense, but I think they go with the biggest guy, the meanest guy, and Tevon Jenkins. I think he's a perfect spot for those guys. All right, Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans, they had the least amount of sacks last year in all of the NFL. They just traded their first-round pick away last year, the offensive lineman, to Miami, and then he just got released like 3 days later. So obviously their first-round pick last year did not work out whatsoever. Are they going to dip back in the lineman pool this year? Probably not. Walker Little, excuse me, would be a great choice right here, but I think they didn't have any sacks last year. You need to stop. You need to get the quarterback. You need to get some sacks. You need to do something. So I believe this gentleman right here at Penn State, Jason Owe, would be a great spot for Tennessee. Go get some sacks. Go get that quarterback, because they had the least amount of sacks last year in all NFL. All right. This is a very crucial pick for the Jets. They got this pick from Seattle with the Thomas trade, so they're gonna have to get this here right. Micah Parsons sitting there for him. He's a very talented linebacker. And then also the Jets have a cornerback too. They need like crazy. So Greg Newsome II would be a great pick here. Micah Parsons to get more talent on that defense. I just hired Robert Saul, who is a defensive-minded coach. They got their quarterback of the future. Now I could see the Jets doing multiple different things here. They could get another receiver, possibly. They could get a offensive tackle to solidify that. Could go get an edge rusher, which could happen too as well. I think with the Jets, I think you gotta get to the quarterback. You gotta sack the guy. So I think this right here, Jalen Phillips, is too good for them to pass up. So I believe they'll go get the edge rusher so they can go get that quarterback. Okay. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are in the market for a tackle, a running back, and everything else in between. The latest report is saying that they are going to get a running back in the first or second round. I think it's going to be a second round because they need to get the offensive line taken care of. So I think Walker Little is the perfect pick right here for him. Get your tackle, and in the second round, you're still going to have a lot of choices of running backs depending on what you want and what you're looking for. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're sitting here at 25. This is the pick they got for the LA Rams for their all-world cornerback Jalen Ramsey. So this is going to be really interesting because they can go a lot of different directions. They got their QB. They need to get beefed up on the line. They can definitely do a couple different things. Right here, you got Micah Parsons still sitting there. I mean, he might be a good pick. If you go down a little bit, Asante Samuel Jr. is right there. He would be great because they pair him up with that other young cornerback they got, and they would have a nice little dynamic duo there for a while. I think Asante Samuel Jr. is the pick here. He's a Florida dude. He's going to Jacksonville. You know, his dad was in the NFL. He knows how to play the game. So I think Asante Samuel Jr. makes a lot of sense right here. The Browns, everybody knows where this is going. Christian Barrymore, boom. All right, we'll just go through that one. All right, now the Ravens are on the clock. Now, the Ravens are licking their chops because they're just going to get the best player available. This is where Micah Parsons false stops right here. The Ravens lost a lot of talent this year to the NFL offseason too. So they lost a couple of years. So right here, Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. He is a Raven through and through. It's a perfect pick for them if this happens, if he falls all the way down to him. Okay, so now we have the New Orleans Saints here on the clock. The New Orleans Saints lost so much talent this year in the offseason. They lost everybody they possibly could. They start retooling that talent here with Greg Newsome II. He's a perfect cornerback for them. They need a cornerback. I mean, it's a match made in heaven if you're a Saints fan. It's perfect. Okay, so the Packers. So the 15th pick overall, we got Rashad Bateman. So we got their receiver taken care of. So the Packers, they're still not going to be done. They still can do a couple different things here. I think you go get a guy who's going to be all over the field, a guy who's going to just do great things on the field, who's going to tackle everybody, who's going to be a machine. So with that being said, Nick Bolton, the linebacker from Missouri right here, is a perfect pick for the Green Bay Packers and what they need. You take care of your top two needs. You get a wide receiver, and then you get Nick Bolton. Green Bay, your draft is looking really good so far. I know I'm not the GM over there, but if you need one, let me know. So next on the clock is going to be the Buffalo Bills, number 30. Buffalo Bills, they need help on the line. Plain and simple. They're going to get the best dude on the line. They're going to get the guy who has a high motor, high energy, who's going to be from the edge for the Miami, Gregory Rousseau. It's going to be the new Buffalo Bill. So congratulations, brother. All right. Now, the Chiefs, they need a lot of help. They need to protect their quarterback. We saw last year, if you watched the Super Bowl, they were hurting. Patrick Mahomes ran all over the place. Obviously, he had turf toe, so that didn't really help. But right now, the Chiefs are going to stretch out a little bit. They're going to get the gentleman from Texas, Samuel, the tackle from Texas. You got to get somebody to protect Patrick Mahomes. You just released both your tackles this year, so it's kind of a slam dunk, no-brainer. All right, so this is where it gets really interesting. End of the first round, Tampa Bay. They are going to get a first-round talent no matter what. Now they have tons of choices to choose from. It just depends what they want to replenish the fastest. So, one thing I feel like is they can always churn out. You need to always have as many edge rushers, as many guys on the defensive line as possible. They got a nice defensive line. Some of those guys are getting long in the tooth. They've been in the NFL for quite a while. There's nothing ever wrong with getting young defensive ends who are gonna have a nice role for you one way or the other. So with that being said, you look down here. All right, so defensive line's getting a little chippy over here, but I think right here this edge rusher from Georgia would be a perfect spot for him to start his career and learn from some of the top guys in all the NFL. So they're going to take him. So that right there is the first round of the NFL draft. So a couple trades, one big shocker in there, nothing too crazy. I'm sure it's going to be much crazier than what I did. I'm sure that draft was very conservative compared to what's actually going to happen there. So, all right. Well, I am Ty Guy, the sports guy. So please like, subscribe, share, add, check it out. Give me your thoughts, your comments, everything down below. Just let me know what you think. Let me know if I did some good things for your team, bad things for your team. If you agree or disagree, it's all good, man. Just let me know. The more information I get, the better I can do these mock drafts. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, later.